When I say 7, y'all say days. Hunting for the cheese like a mouse in a maze. Been down all my life, mama thought it was a phase. Same OG, guess I'm stuck in my ways. Last night I had a dream.
Children, my children. Mother.
Can we give a
We're
small?
not going. You're not going to be in heaven.
Can we give a small disclaimer that
Yeah,
this is not
it's the truth. I'm sticking to it. Let's move on.
okay? Yes,
Good
yes.
idea.
So I was just gonna say we do have how many parents on the panel that can speak to and from experience?
Yes.
I got two.
Okay, yes. So
That I
we
know
got
of.
we got parents here. So I would say that makes them somewhat of a semi-expert.
I am the greatest parent there is. Let's keep that.
Clarence been a parent since 5th grade.
Right.
Yes.
I'm telling. Yes. So listen, I just want to let's get started. I know we have a video that we're going to watch, but feel free to leave comments.
Yes.
And listen, I'm sorry. I was trying to look around to make sure I know what's coming up. But feel free to leave comments or questions, engage with us, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page.
Yes.
But are we going to do this video first, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do this video before we start our conversation.
Money has been used as the measure. Many times, if a man does not have money to give us, we won't even let him see his children. We won't let him spend any time with it because he does not give us whatever the child support is. And I'm not saying that we don't need money to raise a child, but I try to explain to women that raising a child consists of much more than feeding, clothing, and sheltering it. That's maintaining one. To raise one, you need a return of the parental coalition of the father and the mother to put the proper values into the child. Many of our boys, when we raise them alone, they grow up with the female emotional mechanism. They are suspicious, they are doubtful, they're disrespectful of womanhood, they're bitchy, they can't make a decision. And many of our girls who grow up in a home where there's no man present, they go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have any idea how to live with a man day to day, how to prepare a proper meal, how to be a mother, how to just be in love in the home. Most of what our people and our children especially have learned about how you have a relationship, they learned off of television. And television doesn't represent our needs. And so a lot of the confusion has come from outside agencies that we have not recognized how detrimental it has been to us as a people.
Everything she said.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
I think the biggest thing, too, that I take from that is if you don't raise your child, society
Somebody.
will.
yeah.
And a lot of what our children are learning and absorbing, comes from media. So if you're not counteracting that as a parent,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be in trouble. So is your child.
That's right.
Well, I mean, nowadays that's what they have. Social media.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, social media and television.
Well,
But we
oh,
can
yeah,
get to that,
television.
all the
But
other things,
a lot of times
influences.
when the kids is young, 2 or 3, you know, you throw that tablet in their face or you throw it in front of the TV so you'll leave you alone. That's how a lot of parents today are moving.
Absolutely. You're right.
Versus
You're right.
being with that mom and dad. I'm going to let you talk, Stas. I see his jumping.
He's getting all excited and aggressive.
He's excited. He wasn't
I
talking
see
about
this
this
jumping.
video.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Y'all
Stas.
not
I'll
hitting
be
on what
quiet.
this video said.
Yes.
I think we missed a whole lot of what this video said.
Okay,
The
come on.
first thing she came out, and I want to speak this. Yo, money is not the only support your child needs from their parent.
I'm going to hit you with that.
You only gave us 12 seconds, Clarence. We can't cover the whole video in 12 seconds.
Yeah,
Okay,
you can.
hey, Clarence,
Go ahead.
I'm going to back you on that. I never forget when I told my brother I was having a baby, and I was nervous as heck. He was like, bruh, I'm going to tell you two things. Money don't mean nothing to that child. Your time is everything.
Your time
That's
is
right.
everything. Preach that right there.
That's good.
So mothers.
I love
mothers,
that.
Hold on. Mothers. And y'all remember one night we had a hard topic. We talked about bitter baby mamas or deadbeat moms. We let them get passes. We don't really talk about them. She talked about them. If you don't pay me what I think you owe me,
Right.
you're not gonna see your child.
Right.
What kind of
Yes.
sense does that
That's-
make?
they just
That
use
is
it
the
as a pawn.
craziest logic
That's
ever.
punishing
Yeah.
the child.
Right.
But
Yes.
see, they don't understand that's what they do. Is one thing about it, and being that me and my kid's mom is not together. When you do things like that, it doesn't hurt the individual.
Right.
It hurts that child more
right.
than anything
Yes.
in the world.
Yeah. And we're going to move on. The one more thing, and then we're going to move on. I know because the video was good. But she said, we need to bring back the parent coalition. That means you have to have the mother and the father there. They're not saying y'all got to be together,
That's right.
but y'all need both those parents
But-
there. You need that coalition.
But you know what? And I and you're right. We do need to move on. But I just want to say this to that. It's too bad that when those parents are separated and they have their new relationships, that the people they connect to and with their new spouse or new person that they're dating, they play a role in that too. And they can
Yes.
cause separation and they
Yes,
continue
yes.
to pull them apart. So
Yes.
you're right. But those proper values have to be
Boy,
instilled
I
in
could
them.
write a book on
As
that
a,
one.
I know, two
Boy,
parents
I could write
together.
a book on that one. Jesus. Let's
Yeah,
move
so we're
forward.
going to talk
Ooh, let's
probably a
move
little
forward.
more about co-parenting, but we have another video. Do we want to watch this one?
right.
Because, yes, so awesome.
You say that you don't see the man that your son is. So I'm asking you, since this is not a demonstration of a man, you need to tell me what man you're using to measure him with. Which one?
My idea.
Which is your idea. Now, is that the idea you trained him up to be?
No.
Oh. So how in the blazing bejesus are you holding him accountable to a standard that you didn't teach him, his father didn't give him, he don't even know what it is, and yet as his mother, you sit in his face and tell him you don't respect him as a man. Tell me how that works. Help me.
Like I said, it was events. It wasn't just.
I'm talking
And
about
it's
one
also
thing.
how he treats me.
Yeah, but I'm
doesn't
talking.
respect me
Hello.
as a mom, and
You
so-
see, you are a provocative victim. You provoke stuff, and then when you start being held accountable for it, then you start twisting and turning and making the other person wrong. Look at me, Ma. Look at me. Look at me. You just sat here and told your son, who ain't got a needle in his arm, who I'm assuming pays his own rent. He's married to a registered nurse. He's got 3 baby boys. And you just sat here in his face and said, I don't respect him as a man. And you don't think to consider what that does to his heart, to his soul, to his spirit.
I'm sure that's hurtful.
And you okay with that?
And it's hurtful for the things that he says.
But
to
there
me.
you go. You're doing it. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now.
Because it's
I'm
like-
holding you accountable, and you spinning your web.
I
You're
can't
trying to
say
get away.
nothing when it
You're
comes
trying
to
to get
Justin.
away. Tell me. Just here's the question. Just answer it. We'll get back to that other
Okay,
stuff later. Tell me.
Forgive me. I respect him. He's a wonderful man.
Do you understand that your mouth, your voice, your words are connected to the coils in his heart, to the valves in his heart? He can't help but love you. And every time you dishonor that love, you chip a piece of him, chip a piece of him. This is why in our culture as black people, when the boys turn a certain age, the men come and get him and take him away from the mother because she can emotionally manipulate him. But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers. Mothers destroy sons. His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.
Nope.
Let me in.
Yeah.
Let me in. Let
Get
me
in on that.
Let
Hey,
me
hey,
in.
hey, hey.
Let me in.
I mean, it's
Let me in. Let me in. I'm going in.
You're in.
Stop.
You're in.
Now, did she not just answer my question?
Can
she
raised-
answered a whole lot of questions.
She
But
destroyed
did she
the
not
man.
answer
we
my
can
question?
close the book right now.
Did she not answer my
She
question?
answered your question.
My point exactly. That's why I
What's
say,
your question again? E? Make sure they understand it.
can a man raise a girl to be a woman, and can a woman raise a man to be, a boy to be a man? No.
No.
Period.
Well, and she said as a mother, he doesn't treat me well. He treats her how he's been taught to treat her.
First
I
and
mean,
foremost,
children are a product
What she tried to
of
do,
their environment.
what she tried to do is raise what she thought.
She
In
was
her
raising an
mind.
idea.
An
She
idea,
said
period.
period. She was raising an idea
But
of what
how
a man
can you
should
raise
be.
a man? How can you do that
Right.
when you don't have a man
Okay.
in place?
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure that
Well,
one out.
I'm with-
she answered my question.
Oh, it was beautiful. She
And
put
something else too that I noticed, when they talk about tearing men down. So what if she also has a daughter who is consistently watching her tear other men down? Sharing her bad experiences with men. Portraying as if all men are bad or all men are this.
Yes.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, that was deep. That was deep. And the saddest part about it is we talk about black men not being able to love. Black men treating black women wrong. Not all mothers are like that, because my mother wasn't like that. But when you have mothers like that,
Mhm.
that tear you down at every fabric,
Mhm.
how are you going to be the man of any standard
That's right.
when the
Yes.
person that
That
raised
raised
you,
Mhm.
that taught you, broke down all those standards?
And that and absolutely, and it's amazing because what I wrote right here, it says, remember this: when you keep criticizing kids, they don't stop loving you. They stop loving themselves.
Right,
And
right,
you can
right.
tell that young man was broken.
He was broken.
Right. And
Yes,
as
he
children,
was.
I mean, I always wanted to make my parents so proud. They were
Yeah.
the first people I wanted to tell,
Mhm.
at every positive step in my life.
Mhm.
So, he almost looked like he had disappointment in himself, which really, I mean, the disappointment should have lied with the mother
Yeah.
in this
Mm.
particular situation.
And I'm gonna
We have
say
to
this
be
as
careful.
sensitive as I can, but I
Don't
got to
be
get it out
sensitive.
there.
Do not be sensitive.
Women. When you're raising men, first of all, don't treat him like the man that hurt you,
That's what she was doing.
and also don't raise him like the man you don't know,
Talk about it.
because
about it.
you putting undue pressure and standards.
Mm-hmm.
Like she said, where's the man? Where is the man that you want in your life?
Hmm.
If you want that man in it, you can cultivate him and direct him, but don't treat him like the man that hurt you, and don't make him measure up to a man that's not there,
Right.
or your idea, as she said,
yeah.
what a man should be. That's not fair to that male child.
Yes.
Not at all.
Wow, that was a
Not at
heavy
all.
video. And one of the things I think I want to add to that is for every parent, but male or female, be the person that you needed when you were a
Right.
child.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounds like we need to.
And, and in
think
that,
on.
you can't be an idea, because the oldest child is blamed on me. Let's get that on
You're
the
not
top.
going
The
to
oldest
heaven.
child blamed on
You're
me.
not going to
Wait,
heaven.
one of the things one of my points is do not deny your child.
You're not going to heaven.
Oh, I'm getting
Okay.
But no, here's what I told her. We had a conversation one day, and I told her, I said, you know what a man looks like. Now you go get a knucklehead. That's on your own.
Mm-hmm.
But the first time you call me to come get you from that knucklehead,
Mm-hmm.
either you come with me or you don't call me again.
That's not
Correct.
fair.
Yes, it is.
It's
No,
a
it's
lesson.
Yes,
not.
it is.
It's a
Come
lesson.
It is.
on, guys.
lesson.
Now you already know how many times a person go back and go back and go back and forgive because guys mess up and they forgive. And so you telling me she has one time to call you and you come to a rescue, don't call you no more because she.
Because she
you
know
went
that's not
back.
how she needs to be treated.
Exactly.
I know, but love
No.
sometimes
No.
make people
You know
do-
what love is. You've
Well-
seen love.
And you're saying, Clarence, as a father, you need to set that standard too,
Yes.
as far as what is
Yes.
acceptable,
Correct.
you
Yes,
know, for
correct.
treatment.
Yeah.
But if you start that and you instill that in her, your child at a very young age, maybe she'll grow up and that won't happen anyway.
Right.
But there are some situations.
Now, if she
It-
wasn't
it-
raised like
because-
that, yes, I would be
I'm
All right,
just-
one.
Clarence.
and I'm only saying this because a fact is sometimes that child gets married and now she's trying to keep her vows and she's trying to do what the Bible says and she's trying to live a certain life. And so she deals with certain things. And she will sometimes return. But I'm saying she should be able to call her
I'm-
father
Well, see, here's the
over
thing.
and over. Look, I just want to end it with this. Just like we call on our father over and over and over, no matter how many mistakes we make.
I got you.
So that's why I say
You
that.
had to get
Okay,
biblical.
listen,
I just
Amen,
wanted
sister.
to, yeah,
You got biblical
put that
for a
on
hot
your mind.
second.
Amen, sister.
Okay,
Yes.
but I'm just, she threw some BS in the game, but
That ain't BS.
No, that's Bible.
I mean,
it
That's
don't matter
Bible
how many
scripture.
times I
Yeah,
call.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm just
Bible
saying,
scripture.
and I'm going
BS,
by my
Bible
father.
scripture. That's
Well,
what I was
listen,
saying.
and you
But
know, like
what
you
I'm
can be
saying-
a proud parent. I'm a proud daughter,
Okay.
and my daddy come in no matter how many times I call.
Okay, but I look at things like this when it comes to my daughter. My daughter just turned 18, and Lord Jesus, But anyway, that 18-year-old Eric Whites, I was spotting him a mile away.
Well, you always say that.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, men say that.
Yeah.
But it's true.
I see you. I when I was your age, 16-year-old
it's a-
teenager, I know what you over here
But
for, what you
Clarence,
looking
I'm gonna
for,
ask you a question.
smelling yourself.
Did you not spot that little 16-year-old Clarence that came over to your church to see your baby girls?
Don't ask
Six-
him.
I've been in a relationship since
I-
the fifth
let's-
grade.
Okay, and that's
We've got a comment from Bill. Hi, Bill.
saved
Bill.
by the
How you
comment.
doing, Bill?
Hello,
Bill?
thank you.
So
for
Bill
saving it.
says it's in every color. I'm a good guy, but I know bad-tempered white men. But a man raising boys in bad influence knows bad.
I agree with that, Bill.
Me too.
And here's for us men. I'm not gonna say that, and I don't want women messaging us saying that I was just biased to women. But here's to us men. I used to do parenting classes. It was part of my job. And I had this one lady, as you said, Dr. V, she was just comfortable having the man in the house.
Mm-hmm.
The man didn't work. He didn't
Okay.
clean.
Mhm.
He was very ineffective in the house. So I had to ask her, which one is more detrimental to the child? The child not seeing that and learning that behavior, or him being removed so the child won't pick up those habits? She was saying just to have him there. And I had to disagree on that point, E,
Well, I agree.
because when he's just there teaching him bad habits.
No,
That's
no.
not
I
good.
mean, that's been there
Listen.
and done that.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
understand that.
you
'Cause
listen, I just want to remind you guys that we don't have that much.
Oh,
Listen, I'm only saying this because I know we got tons of things to get to. We have other videos, but most importantly, we have comments from our commenters and our viewers, and I would love for them to participate and to let us know how they feel about parenting. So if they do leave a comment, and then that way we can engage a little bit more tomorrow night when we do
Yes,
the voice
yes.
of the people. I wanted to get that out there, but you can continue because I
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
with everything that you're
Yeah.
saying.
No, I mean, there's no
but-
reason to having little Billy there if he's not gonna get up and go to work
Right.
and teach your son how to be a man, or I mean, vice versa. If I'm a man with a daughter, I'm not gonna have little Susan there and she don't clean the house or don't get up and go
Okay.
to work.
Because if
That's
he's
right.
there, he's an example, whether it be a
Exactly.
crap
That's right.
example or a wonderful example. That
That's it.
is the example of
Yeah.
how to be a man, or clearly how to not be one.
Okay, and just so I can kind of just get us, I want to just
Go ahead,
guide
go
this
ahead, Doctor.
just a tad bit.
Go
No,
ahead.
we can't-
Can we
there's no
deal
guidance.
with right now? Can we deal with discipline
Discipline.
Just look from that perspective right now.
Bust them to the white
Disciplining-
meat.
Listen, okay, do you agree that there's obviously the child is going to have different ages? Do you agree that the discipline, the standards should change by age?
Yeah,
Yes
Okay.
and no.
I say
Uh-oh.
yes.
I'm gonna say yes and no.
Okay, go
And
ahead.
I'm gonna give an example. If there's a standard, and this is why I say, I'm gonna use a correlation. If we started at a job at 2 different times,
Mhm.
you might have started 2 years after me.
Okay.
They're gonna expect the same performance at some point.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna give you the same training, the same probation.
Okay.
They're gonna give you the same discipline and disciplinary track to make sure that you are on that. Now, that's the same with parenting. It's gonna adjust because of the personality with your children. But
Okay.
if you set a standard, that's how it is. You're gonna raise your children in the same cookie cutter way. But yeah, you're gonna contort it to, the individual.
You mean you should?
You should.
Okay.
Right. And we have to adapt, to different stages of life. But for me, as a parent, the most important thing when I think of discipline is consistency
That's right.
across the board, regardless of what stage of life your child is in. You have to be consistent. To me, discipline, when done right, is love.
Yes.
It absolutely is, because that's why we discipline our children, because we want them to do
Okay.
right.
I'm gonna ask you another question. I'm gonna get Ian on this, Jill.
I can
Do
want
you bust her head to the white meat? too?
Wait.
to the white
That
He-
meat.
means do you whoop her?
He said
Bust
that,
him
but he
to
did
the
not really
He
mean
didn't
that.
mean that. That's just
Now-
a term.
Right. And I was going to say, so
See
we
this
do
face?
understand there's 4
You see this
types of
face?
parents. So
You
if
see
we
his face?
okay.
Yeah. My point
Listen, this is Neutral Voices.
That's a discipline
We're having
thing.
a great conversation about parenting. Please chime in and let us know your thoughts and ideas on parenting. What
is
do
your
you
4
feel
points?
about it?
Well-
I was trying to say
Go
that
ahead.
there's 4 types of parents.
Okay.
So authoritarian, authoritative, then we have the uninvolved and the permissive. Which parent are you in a nutshell? Just say which one.
I'm the authoritative.
Me too.
No, you're not. You were authoritarian.
No, I'm authoritative.
Authoritative is nurturing, affectionate, and open
That's
to
me.
communicate. All right.
I'm a mixture of both of them.
You're a mixture. Okay.
Yes,
All
because
right.
I am open to conversation.
Okay.
that's one
Otherwise,
thing
he
well, no,
talking to his kids as he choking them out.
no,
like
no, no.
Homer
The thing
Simpson.
about it, no, honestly,
No, I'm joking.
here's the thing about it. I'm not. Me and my ex we co-parent, so the communication, the line of communication, have to stay open.
Mhm.
So I let them know you can trust me. We can talk.
Yeah.
We could talk about anything under the moon. I might feel uncomfortable about it, but we
you
could talk
She
about
can
it.
talk to you.
You could talk to
Okay.
me. But on the other hand, you get out of line,
Okay.
I'm coming to get you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Could
So-
you give a couple traits of each one
It-
of those so we can ask the audience what type of parent they believe that they are?
authoritarian, strict, punishes, and has high expectations?
Like that mother on that video.
Authoritarian. Authoritative is nurturing, affectionate, and open to communicating with their child. Uninvolved is emotionally detached, self-absorbed, and has no boundaries. Permissive is nurturing, affectionate, but takes the role of a friend.
Yeah, nah, that ain't gonna happen. Nah.
So which one are you?
Nah,
Chime
that's not
in.
gonna happen.
But
Listen,
see, you know something? I'm not honestly. I can say this.
well,
sometimes you have to be that friend.
what I mean, yes, to a
Sometimes
degree.
you have to be that friend,
I agree.
Yeah.
but it's not to be that friend
That
for
buddy.
That buddy, but
But somebody they can depend on and
yeah,
talk to.
that friendship has to be there.
I agree 100% because we want our kids to talk to us. You don't want to be that parent that is so, on the other side that your child feels like they cannot come to
They
you.
cannot
I
come
want
to
my
you
child
about
to feel
anything.
like whatever it is, even if you know that you're going to be, reprimanded, that you come to me. Otherwise, they're
right.
going to go to someone else.
That's right. Listen, I just want to check. Do we have a video anywhere? Because we can. I mean, it's so much we can talk about a lot. So yes.
Can I touch on something?
Yes.
Wait. First of all, let me see where you were going. Because
No.
I don't want to cross your.
I gotta obey and respect the process.
Okay.
So let's go.
E. E said something that we have to put in our vernacular, and we have
Okay.
to take something out of our casual conversation.
Mhm.
And that is the ideal or thought of being a single parent.
Okay, and I know you guys don't like that term, single parent. So E, you would rather say what?
I'm a father. I mean, I'm
I
I'm
know,
not a
but if
single
you're-
parent. I'm not a single parent. I don't have a baby mama. I had the mother of my kids.
Okay.
I will give her that much respect because she deserves it.
Okay.
I mean, that's where we need to understand. There's a difference between the mother of your kids and your baby mama.
Right.
okay.
Right. And a lot of it too, I don't call myself a single parent out loud. I think I'm a parent. I think I'm a mother, but society calls me one.
Okay.
But even with the baby mama, you're not a single parent. And I'm going to tell you why this is. The only way that you are a single parent is if that other parent is no longer around, period. They either deceased or locked away. If that other parent is alive, it's up to you, male or female, mother or father, to decide if you
Mhm.
want to have that other parent in that child's life. Now, my mother and father got divorced just before I was born. But both my parents raised me. They didn't like each other at first, but they raised me. I mean, if my mother called my father, come get your son, my father was coming to get his son.
Mhm.
My father spent time with me. And that's where it's not just about the money. But I'm just saying, a lot of these parents eliminate the other parent out of the child life. So you're single by choice or by definition.
Okay.
You are not a single parent.
Well, see, I know
Okay,
a lot.
I
I know a
okay.
lot of female that say they're a single mom because the dad don't do what
Mhm.
they want them to do, and it's just like, do he come around? Yeah. Do he pick up the kids? Yeah. Do he drop money off? Yeah. Then so how are you single? Because I gotta take care of all this house by myself. No. The house is not his responsibility.
Right. You're talking about directly parenting that
Right.
child.
Right.
That
So-
child.
Okay, so let's look at the child and let's bring it a little closer to the child, because I know we can get into both parents and things like that. But so when it comes to faith, and I know a lot of children, teenagers, they do not go to church. And so when you raise this child, somewhere in there you need to be building their faith some kind of way. So what does that look like? And at what point do you continue to push, or you stop pushing them toward church or God?
Well, it's simple. You threw the book at us earlier. I'm going to throw the book at you now. Train up a child in the way that they should go. So when they're older, they will never depart. All you got to do is put it in them and let it. You can't farm that child's faith as much as you want to raise.
But you got
them.
a 16-year-old in the house, in the bed, Sunday morning. You're getting ready to go to church. What are you saying to the child?
If I go to church,
They're
everybody
going
go to
too.
church.
Yeah, they're going.
They're
Okay,
going
so,
to.
so I
But-
want to know at what point they're 20, 21, they're still in the house. Do you just let them lay there? You go to church, they don't. When does it stop? When do you take
When
your
I go to
hands
church,
back?
the whole house go to church.
Yeah, and I would
That
hope
was
at
my
that
grandmother
point that
rule.
they would want to go, because a lot of it, I think, my opinion is it depends on how you were raised, because it can go one way or the other. If your parents took you to church, you're either going to continue that, or it could be the opposite. Maybe your parents didn't take you to church and you want different for your family. So it's really, I mean, it's just all about the
What's
standard
that
you
Bible
set.
verse says? For me and my house,
Mhm.
Yeah, for
we're
me
gonna
and my-
serve the Lord.
Yeah,
And that's what's going on. When I
Okay.
bounce out, you bouncing out.
we got a comment.
So we have another comment that says, is the parenting system broken due to restraints from outside systems that have caused intentional damage?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Like we said earlier, if you don't instill those values in your child, this will. This
No.
Okay.
absolutely
No,
will.
well,
Okay,
the
so
thing
so
about
When
it
you
is-
can't whip your
listen.
When you can't whoop your child and they call 911, I'm talking about I call the police, call them because I got
I was going to
got-
ask you about that.
about 5 minutes to get
But-
to get into you.
I was just going to ask you guys to speak on those systems that interfere, whether it's the education system, because when a child comes to school and reports certain things, you're going to be
You're
getting a
obligated.
visit real fast.
Yes.
But the police department, if they pick up the phone and call because they didn't care for your discipline, you could be arrested. So talk about that as a parent.
I put it like this: you call the police, you going with them. Don't
Well-
come back to my house. And I'm serious.
That's
Don't-
old school. That was my mother rule. But here's the thing. Yes, there are systematic things put in place like the Department of Child Services and things like that. Now, they are really taking corporal punishment out of the parent's hand. Now, there's a difference between abuse and beating, disciplining your children.
For sure.
But the line has been so skewed and so redefined so many different times. Like you say, Dr. V, you're a school teacher. If a child comes to you and they have a mark and they say, my parent did this to me, you're obligated
Right.
to report that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You are obligated. At my job, if I see it, I am obligated to report that. It might be just something minor.
Mhm.
But then there's entities in there that's now telling you you can't discipline your children and empowering the children. If they do something to you, call us and let us know.
Right.
And I don't think that's right. That's taking parenting out of the parent's hand.
My question is, when you do that, that means you control my house. At that point, that means you need to pay all my bills.
Okay.
Period. Now, like I said, I dare one of my kids to call the police because guess what? we got 5 minutes, and when
Okay.
I'm done, guess
Let
what?
me ask this question. I know we are running out of time. We are actually out of time.
No, we're not.
So this is
Keep
This is
going.
Neutral Voices. We will be back with a discussion dealing with this tomorrow on the Voice of the People. And that's where we will read your comments and you can call in and interact with us. But one of the things I want to ask before we get off is when it comes to dating, I just want to get this out there real quick. At what point do you, I'll say, let go of all of the rules with, the dating thing? When do she get to go over there, hang out past midnight, or he get to come over? Talk to me about the dating, because in my household, it was very strict. I couldn't even call a boy. I want to know about your rules in your house, and tell me about the age where it changes.
Me personally, I would not have even thought about dating in high school. It just wasn't. It wasn't allowed. My daughter will be 16. Luckily, I haven't, ventured down that road, but I have thought about it. I mean, I think a lot of it just depends on the environment. I mean, my opinion is kids are going to find a way to do things. I'm not home 24 hours a day.
That's right.
So you have to have that trust. You have to give a little bit of freedom, but at the same time, is she going to date when she's 16? Absolutely not.
Okay.
So I
Well-
think it depends on the parent and the situation.
Why
And
not
it
at
does,
16?
and,
Why not at
and
16?
that's what I want to do. I want to talk to the parents directly, real quick. I just want to help a parent that may be dealing with something in particular. So maybe it's dating right now, and so that's why I put that.
I honestly
on you.
think
Think about
16.
parents that have to work, and COVID got their kids in
Well,
the house
Mhm.
all day.
Mhm.
So
Dr.
from that
V,
angle,
I
yes.
have been working with families and children for a long time, and it's different now. I know some parents that are got kids 14 or 15 allowing their child, boyfriend or girlfriend to stay over.
Stay overnight. That's
stay
right.
overnight, move
That's right.
in. And so it's different. Now, in my mother's house, my brother and sister dated at 16. I've been committed since, forever. and a
Yes,
day.
we know. Yes. Yes.
Y'all gonna
Hey,
buy into that.
It's
Come
getting
on.
hot in here.
But no, it was 16 or 17.
Mhm.
One is because you could, you would be out and you were, maturing in age and being more responsible.
Mhm.
But now, they let kids date at 12 now.
I know, but that's why I'm, trying to get from your perspective, because you all
16
have young
16
ladies,
is,
young daughters.
is we let-
16 is the universal standard
let my
in
daughter-
our community. I
yeah,
don't know
we let my
anybody-
daughter had her first boyfriend at 16.
Yeah.
And I scared the bejesus out of him. Yes, I did.
Did you pull a Bad Boys too?
No, we did it. I caught him at the Sweet 16 birthday dinner and sat right next to him. And, he was kind of looking at me like,
Yes.
Boy,
I was
you
like,
look good.
yeah.
Scaring them.
But
Do
you
we have
set
another
the standard right out of the gate.
Well, I mean, like I told him, hey, since you're her boyfriend, I shouldn't have to pay for her meal. And he looked at me like, huh? What you mean,
So
huh?
you start to school him on paying for the young lady's dinner.
Hey, yeah, that's my daughter. But this is your girlfriend, right?
Eh,
Yeah. You gonna pay for her meal.
And this is the part where you tell them to pull out the chair and open the door. And
Yeah.
No,
all
it wasn't
that
no pull
other
out no
stuff.
chair. I had you so shook.
Okay, that's what we got to talk about.
I had
this
you
a little
so
bit more
shook.
tomorrow night. Do we have another comment as we get ready to exit? We want to hear from Jill. Do we have another comment there?
We do have another comment, and this question says, "How does a parent compete with technology?"
I don't think they compete.
You don't.
I think they rely on it more than they compete with.
Yeah,
it.
they rely on him more.
I think, you know.
They
you can give-
tracking these kids now.
Yeah, but
They
wait.
got trackers on them.
This could be a whole episode just in
But think
itself.
about
because
it.
It's huge.
Technology, yeah. But I
Yes.
hate to say, if I was a parent right now, I would have cameras in my house, and I know people would say that's cruel. But
A lot of
just
people- a lot of people
listen,
do.
the only reason I say that is because being a teacher, some of the students share some really bad stories with me about what they do when
Right.
parents are not there.
I
Yeah.
think because we're always
So-
going to have technology is obviously evolving. So, I mean, it becomes a whole new curriculum that parents almost have to teach. You know, I have to talk to my daughter about sex trafficking because of technology,
That's
things
right.
that my parents never had to mention.
Yes.
We as parents have to keep up with and evolve as technology does
Well,
to protect
and
our
That's
children.
It's not just
That's
about
right.
sex
And
trafficking.
I'm glad you.
No,
okay.
that there's a
Let's
million
talk about
things.
sexting.
I was going to
Yeah.
say
All of it.
sexting
Sexting.
and the whole different separate language that the teenagers have and
Yeah. Yep.
parents don't understand.
Yeah.
And that's why I said there's so much to the
Yeah.
parenting that we will continue this tomorrow.
But before we leave, and we're going to continue, I was saying, how do we compete? Some parents don't, because you can look. A parent will give a 3-year-old a tablet just to get them out their face, an iPad,
Mhm.
or put them just their phone to get them out their face, so they don't have to parent. I don't know the issue, tired, whatever, but they're not taking that time and they're utilizing technology
Yes.
to
Right.
babysit their
They're
children.
replacing parenting with the tablet,
Okay.
basically.
Okay. Jill, you got something for us?
We have said it takes a village to raise a child. This village, in all aspects, starts at home. Walk together as a family whenever you can. Do the best that you can with this life you have been given. And when you need to do better, do better. Walk through this life together, whether it be through the storm, into the storm, or out of the storm. May we together as a village raise children who love those deemed unlovable. Children in which we raise to be brave, loving, kind, respectful. Children we raise to be leaders. Children who have a passion for living in a beautiful world. The youth truly are our village. They are our future. When they are grown and someone has to speak for those with no voice, may they draw upon the wilder bond, those days of tending tender things, and be the voice of the voiceless. Whitney said it best when she said, I believe that children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be.
The
Beautiful.
greatest
It's hard to read that and not
Oh,
sing
my
it.
goodness.
love
Awesome.
of all.
We are
Too bad.
Is that-
Jill,
We're gonna end the show with a short video in honor of Black History Month. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow after
See
the
you
video.
tomorrow. Voice of the people.
absolutely. Voice of the people
Yeah, join us.
tomorrow.
You say that you don't see the man.
That dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future. But I've had to analyze many things over the last few years, and I would say over the last few months. I've gone through a lot of soul-searching and agonizing moments. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism. And I think the realistic fact is that we still have a long, long way to go, and that we are involved in a war on Asian soil, which, if not checked and stopped, can poison the very soul of our nation.
When I say 7, y'all say days. Hunting for the cheese like a mouse in a maze. Been down all my life, mama thought it was a phase. Same OG, guess I'm stuck in my ways. Last night I had a dream.